Hi everyone, it's Dee from Wai Parakore Soaps, back again to do another Kiwi soap makers challenge. This is the September challenge, which is making excuse me, milk soap. So today I'm gonna try a goat's milk soap. I've just bought this litre milk from the local supermarket. I'm not doing the frozen milk and then adding the lye to it for this particular soap. What I'll do is I'll with what's left of my goat's milk here, I'll actually freeze and then use it for future soaps, where you put the lye straight into the frozen milk. What I've done is I've actually taken some of the water required for in the recipe and set aside milk for that. I've also actually checked the specific gravity of the goat's milk, because goat's milk's got a little bit heavier than water. So I've adjusted the volume accordingly, so it's still the same volume of liquid, but it's going to be a little bit heavier. So in my bowl here I've just got my hard oils and my oils. I'm using my usual Bastille recipe, which is olive, coconut, castor, cocoa butter and shea butter. I took a little bit of the milk and I've swirled the kaolin clay, which I'm going to put into the oils and the milk. And I've got some oatmeal flour here, but I'm only going to put that into half the soap. The same with the fragrance, which is why it's so little. I'm going to do a half and half, so I'm going to do a half just the goat's milk soap, and then the other half I'm going to add a little bit of gold mica. It helps me see that, because the fragrance does discolour anyway, so I thought I would just add a bit of gold mica just to pretty that up a little bit. And I'll be adding titanium dioxide to just the plain goat's milk soap, and of course the oats to the fragrance side. Now my lye, because it's such a strong concentration, is quite syrupy with the discounting of the water. This is actually just 40% of the total water weight. And here with the full weight of the lye, I've also got tussa silk, Himalayan salt, and a little bit of cane sugar. And I always add those to my soaps for hardness and bubbles. So I'll probably have a little bit of undissolved stuff in here because it's such a little water content. But we'll just see how that goes when we get to that stage. So first of all, we'll get the kaolin clay into the oils. Now I'm just doing a very simple design today. I'm going to attempt to pour the two different coloured soap portions together down the mould and then do a hanger swirl. And depending on how that looks, I might put a mica drizzle on it before I do a textured top, but we'll just see how it looks. Just playing this one by ear today. Now I always pre-swell my kaolin clay. I find it makes it emulsify into the oils better if it's been swelled with either some of the water or the milk. Now I usually put coconut milk and coconut cream into my soaps, but because this is a milk soap, I'm going to leave that out today. I'll just give it a bit of a buzz. Right, so I want to make sure that that's well dispersed in the oils. Soaping at room temperature as usual. The oils were around about 25 and the lye was around 27 when I checked them just before I started the camera. So you can see the consistency of the lye water is a lot thicker than usual. Now, by doing the soap this way, I'm hoping that the goat's milk won't discolour at all with the adding of the lye. But as you can see, it went from that creamy colour, now it's going to a sort of like a tan. Let's turn that down a bit while I'm in, and I emulsify. And I've read that that's usually because of the lactose in the milk and the sugars that turn the soap a little bit tan and brown. But I don't know, I've always expected milk soaps to, before I started soaping, I always expected milk soaps to be white. However, I've since learned that milk soap is actually tan or brown in colour because of the way it reacts with the lye. So this should be interesting. Okay, so I've just got that to a light emulsification. I'm doing it in my usual mould. And anything else I have left over at the end I will put into my little bar mould and make some samples. Okay, so what I want now, I need to measure out my 2 portions. So I'm back. I know how much I need to pour now. So, ooh, look at that. That milk has set that trace off really quickly. No time to muck around. That should be half of that batch. Right. Now, I'm going to put the oats into this one. And looking at the size of that, I'm not going to have enough. I might have to get myself a larger bowl for that other portion. because I don't think I've got enough in these jugs to use the blender. So I've just mixed my gold colour and the jug I was going to use for the pour, but jugs aren't big enough, so I'll be back in a tick. I'll grab another big white one. Hey, I'm back. I've just moved the soap to this larger bowl here, just for convenience sake for mixing. Now this pot is not going to have, excuse me one moment, I just want to talk to my girls about their noisy voices. I'm back. So I've just mixed in equal parts of titanium dioxide and warm water. For some reason I can't find my actual premix bottle, so I'm just going to pop this in this batch to make this a little bit whiter. I'll add more later if I think I need it, so I'll just wow, I haven't had a soap thicken up like this before. I suppose that's one of the things with working with a milk soap. I mean, it's not seized or anything, it's just a lot thicker than what I'm used to. And I think I might need a little bit more titanium dioxide. So I want this half of the batch quite white. I'll be back. Okay. So I've added a little bit more titanium dioxide. Do run the risk of some glycerol rivers, but we'll just see how that goes. I'll give that a buzz up once I've got this one sorted. So this one here, I've got the gold mica in it, and I'll be putting in my fragrance, which I'm going to use Oatmeal Milk and Honey. So this is going to be an oatmeal soap, and just on this part of the batch. I've anchored my fragrance again in tapioca starch, and it should just be a subtle, I think a subtle fragrance, because it's not a lot, and it's only going to be in half of the soap. So, just want to give this a brief slow buzz. I don't want it to thicken up even more than it is. I do want that titanium dioxide well mixed through. Now, I don't know how this is going to pour, whether I can pour it as I was planning too, seeing it's so thick. I was actually hoping for a little bit thinner trace, but we'll see how we go. So my intention is to pour each of the two colours down side by side. And then swirl them together. At this stage, this is when I'll do my hanger swirl, and then I'll pour the rest for the top. Right, here goes. So I just want don't know how that's going to look. But we'll find out. Yes, I think I know why this is setting up the way it is, because it's starting to feel quite warm. Which is typical of a milk soap. Hi, I'm back. I've just mixed up a little bit of the satin gold mica that I use in the soap into some olive oil, and I'll just drizzle some of this on, and then I'll swirl the top. And just in case you don't know, when you do this before the saponification process, the actual soap actually absorbs the oil, and the mica is left behind. Right, so that's basically it. Nothing too fancy this time. I'll be interested to see how the goat milk behaves in the soap, how much discoloration I'll get, and how much heating. Normally I put my soaps in a box to saponify overnight, but because this is a milk soap, I think I'll leave it out because I don't want it to get too hot and have volcanoes. So it's already feeling very warm. So that's what it looks like on the top. And I'll bring you back for the cutting. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone, I'm back to cut my goat's milk and oatmeal soap. I've decided to call it OMG for oatmeal and goat. So I'm really curious to see how that hanger swirl went in the side of the soap. Just give you a close-up look at the top. Now, because it heated up quite quickly because it's a milk soap, I was actually able to unmould it within 24 hours. Usually, because I use a Bastille recipe, I need at least 2 days in the mould before I can mould it. But that's what I was able to do in 24 hours. In saying that, I have left it for a couple of days out of the mould just to firm up so I don't get any finger marks while picking up the soap. So what I just need to do now is just actually see what it's like on the inside. It feels a little bit firmer than when I normally cut, but it still feels soft enough to matter. And that what's the inside looks like. You can see on this side here where I put the gold mica in the soap, and also the oatmeal and oatmeal milk and honey fragrance. It sort of turned it that tan colour, and you'll notice too that where I put the titanium dioxide on the other side, it's sort of gone a creamy colour, but I quite like it. I quite like that swirl I did. I never know how much swirling to do when I do a hanger swirl, because I'm still very new to that technique. I think this is just the second soap I've actually used a hanger on. I had actually thought I'd over swirled it, but looking at that, still got the demarcation between the two soaps, one with oatmeal, one without, and one with fragrance and one without. Oh, you can see the top of that one. With leaving it that little extra day to firm up a little bit, I actually quite like it. The bars have stayed nice and square, so I might actually make a habit of doing that. I quite like the result. So overall, I think I'm actually quite pleased with this experiment. Got a few holes there from because the batter thickened up really quick on me, but overall it looks really good. Oh, and there's the top. So I would call that one a success, and one I will definitely be doing again. I'll just show you the little sample bars I did. It's just the bar soaps, and I just cut them in half. So I got little sort of like guest soap size, and I just plop them into the moulds and do the same thing, same mica swirl on top for those. So these ones will go into the drying rack for the next 30 days, and then I think me and my girls, because we love the oatmeal milk and honey fragrance, we'll look forward to using some of these. So I'd just like to thank you for taking the time to watch this soapy edition of Wai Parakore Soaps, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.